20 bucks. 20 bucks. We're on the line for 20 bucks. They keep on paying. Nobody is paying. So then some nickels and some dimes. Hi guys, it's Jabor from Montreal. Hope everything's well with you and welcome everybody. I'm Maggie, Mrs. Calabash. So come into my kitchen and it's a gorgeous day today. We had quite the storm in the night with thankfully some rain for the garden because it was looking very parched. I was just saying to Derek, my herbs aren't doing really well this year. They normally they're abundant, but this year they're a bit scrawny, but never mind.
Everything's scrawny.
Everything's scrawny. Unfortunately, I'm not scrawny. I'm going the other way.
The tomato plants are scrawny.
The tomato plants, yes, they're scrawny. Everything is a bit, yeah. It's still hot, so I'm still very aware of heating up the kitchen. My kitchen here in this house doesn't have a lot of ventilation, so it gets hot even in winter. So in summer it really is hot. So, but I don't know about you, but I do get a yearning for some hot food, some cooked food. I do get a little bit fed up with just eating cold foods, salads, side dishes. So this is an all-in-one sausage skillet. So it's not going to overheat the kitchen. It cooks very quickly. And I've got, today I've got hot Italian sausage. But you can use any sausage of choice, garlic, a garlic and maple syrup, or honey, or just a plain old English fashioned banger. It's entirely up to you. And I do take the castings off because I find when I slice it, the castings tend to go in the bottom of the pan and I don't like them. So, and then don't go, ugh, for the dessert. It's strawberries with balsamic vinegar. I'd never heard of this when I came to Canada. And I was this is when I first started work over here. I was assisting a chef for a class and we did strawberries with balsamic vinegar, and I thought, oh, I don't know about that. And he said, look, keep an open mind. Wait till the end of the class and taste them. So I thought, okay. And they really are delicious. And it's strawberry time. Make use of fresh local strawberries. And so we'll be doing that later. So let's just go to the stove for a minute for the all-in-one sausage skillet. So come back with me. In this skillet, can you see that, Derek?
Yes.
In the skillet, you'll see the sausages. And these are a sausage with the castings off, and I just slice them very thinly. And you can see that they're browning. Look, they're browning. They're in there with the onions. Now, there's not a lot of drippings off those because there wasn't a lot of grease came out of the sausage. So that little bit I'm going to keep because that will add flavour. If you've got a very fatty sausage, then I would strain the pan. And I've got chopped peppers. I didn't put the peppers in with the sausage because I like the peppers to be a bit more crisp. So let's just put the peppers in. I've got here orange and red peppers because I like the colours. So we're just going to put those in whilst the sausage continues cooking. I wanted to cook the sausage first because I've got this, it's a bit like chicken. I have this horror of uncooked sausage. Trouble is, I did too much. I've had food poisoning, and unfortunately, well, fortunately, at culinary school we dealt a lot with food poisoning, and it stuck with me. There we are. So I'm just going to put those there. Let's go back to the butcher block, and then we're going to mix the sauce that goes in with that. So come back with me. So now here I've got canned tomatoes. That's a 14-ounce can of tomatoes. Sour cream, some sour cream, a little sugar. That's to take the acidity away from the tomatoes. Water, and we've got chili powder and chipotle. I love chipotle. It just gives that smoky flavour. Chili powder. A little sugar. Now I've only used on the recipe, what did I say for the sugar? I think I said I've got a teaspoonful of sugar. I've only put half a teaspoon.
Makes the medicine go down?
Make the medicine go down, yeah. Da, 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 dum. I can murder that song as well. And so just to, I'm using a tomato without any salt or sugar added to it. I've got to be careful with the sugar. And especially as we're going to eat some strawberries, especially with a little ice cream to it. So I really do have to be careful. And this is sour cream. Mix this together like that. And we're going to add the water to that. And that's going to form the sauce. So you can see it's very quick and easy. So let's go back to the stove and we'll get this made up. We will season afterwards. I want to make sure that all this... Let's put the dirty pots in the sink, and then it looks a bit more neat and tidy. Let's turn the heat up. We want this to be at boiling point before we add the pasta. And the pasta I'm just using egg noodles today. You can use any pasta, but I think the egg noodles just blend themselves to this dish. Now I do have some extra seasonings here, spices, just in case when we've just heated this up and put the noodles in case I need it just to be that little bit more spicy. So come on. Seems to take forever to come to the boil when you don't. Noodles. So the noodles are going to absorb the liquid and the flavour. Let's just stir it round. We will come back to look at this just to make sure that I don't need to add any more liquid, because it's amazing how much liquid the noodles can absorb. So there we are. I'm going to taste, because whatever that sauce tastes like now is what the noodles are going to taste like. Let's just have a look. It's beautiful and creamy. It's got a bite to it, but it needs some salt adding to it. It's very insipid. I don't want to add, I'm not using pepper in here at the moment because we do have the other peppers. Let me just taste this. It has got a nice bite to it. it needs a little more salt. The sour cream takes away some of the spiciness. There we are. Let's just turn that down. I'm going to put the lid on, like that. And I'm going to wash my hands. You see, I've got salt all over them. So come back to the, here with me. There, that's better. We don't want the heat to be too high because it will burn. There we are. You can smell the chipotle. Oh, lovely. There we are. Now, if you were in England, you could get all sorts of different sausages to go with that. There's sage and onion, sage and apple, all sorts. There's shops that just sell sausages, like the one on the Bywood Market. So come back to the board with me, to the butcher block. Now we've got the strawberries and balsamic vinegar. Oh, I sliced the strawberries because you didn't want to see me standing here just slicing strawberries. They need to be fairly thick, fairly thickly sliced, and keep them at room temperature because strawberries are better at room temperature. Now, normally I would make this and put it in a serving bowl and leave it at room temperature for at least 30 minutes to an hour before serving. And then the balsamic vinegar and all the flavourings, because it's got some black pepper in with it, sort of just mingle. And that is another reason why we slice the strawberries, because you've got the cut edges and that's going to be where all the flavour goes. So we've got, again, that's, I put lime and lemon on top. That's just some grated zest. That's going for decoration. The balsamic vinegar, sugar, and the black pepper. I know by this stage you're going, ooh, I don't think I like that. So let's just pour the balsamic vinegar on. Summer. Sugar. Again, I'm not using a great deal of sugar. These strawberries are very sweet. It really does depend on the strawberries. But these were nice fresh strawberries I bought yesterday, and they really are very, very sweet. And that's the pepper. Now we're going to let those sit until I finish with the other dish, and then when the other dish is cooked, then we'll serve it. So I thought it would look nice, because normally what I do is, if I make anything like this, I give everybody, yeah, listen to it wobbling. I give everybody a little serving dish, and then they can help themselves. And but I have something like this in the centre of the table so they can dig into it. There we are. And this is actually, you will see there's, I don't know if you can see that there's grapes on the side. This is a Victorian centrepiece, and it's for putting grapes in. Because very often I mean, my grandfather had a greenhouse where he just grew all his own grapes. And I can remember my great aunt having greenhouses. And upstairs I have some special snips that cut the grapes off in a little stalk. This was actually a bowl where you put the grapes in on the table. Hence all the grapes and grapevines round. But I like it, it's really useful. I like making fruit salads in it. I'm going to have a taste. It's no good. It really, the balsamic vinegar and the pepper seems to just bring out all the flavours. Now, I know, David, you can't take ground pepper, so just grind some pepper. He's allergic to pepper that's already ground, so just grind the pepper in for you. I'm going to wash my hands again because I've touched my forehead. It's getting very hot in here. Whew. That looks as though it's bubbling away quite nicely. Let's just lift the lid off. Put this there. Oh yes. We're going to turn it down a little bit because the liquid, the noodles are absorbing a lot of the liquid. And I'm going to taste that because it looks, the noodles look as though they're just about cooked. The sausage will be cooked. The peppers are certainly cooked. Whoops, where did that one go? It escaped. Let's just try a noodle. This is going to be a little bit hot. It's nice and savoury. It's got a really good bite to it. And so that is actually cooked now. So let's go and serve that up, and then I can get the ice cream out. No, first I'm going to get the ice cream out of the fridge, and then it will soften just a little bit. So bear with me. I'm going to go down. Lost it. There we are. Oh, I should. Oh, this is no sugar, Derek. I thought it was very good. It might be no sugar, but I don't know how to get into it. Let's have a look. Oh, there we are. Oh, brilliant. No sugar. I still have to be careful. Only half a cupful, but even so, half a cup is better than no cup at all. And I still can't get in. There we are. There we are. I just want that to soften for a few minutes. And then we can scoop some out. So, let's do the noodles. Have a bowl ready. I've got some little bits and pieces for decoration for the noodles. So let's go back. Fetch the noodles forward. I need that. I've lost a bit. So you see, if you've got, if you want to prepare this beforehand, you can do, and then just reheat it. You could prepare it, put it in the fridge, and then just reheat it at night when you're ready to eat. So let's just put this over here. Clean up the side of the dish. Now it looks a bit insipid. So let's have a look, see what I've got. I got a nasturtium, but they're not doing very well. Not very well at all this year. A nasturtium, a little bit of dill. Look, it's gone all limp, and it was only picked half an hour ago. Well, no, probably an hour ago, and it's in water. A little oregano. I want that. And some more oregano. There we are. And that is the sausage. Now for the pièce de la résistance. My French accent was never any good, even when I lived in France. So let's have a look. I'm actually going to put the ice cream in first and the strawberries around the ice cream because they're a little bit fragile and I don't want to spoil the strawberries. And could I find my ice cream scoop, which is probably over there. Anyway, let's just put a little ice cream in the bottom of the dish. No, I don't put any more in. I have to be extremely careful, and I love ice cream. There we are. Ah, strawberries. Let's put some strawberries round. That's gone upside down. There we are. I'm going to put more strawberries on there than ice cream because I love the strawberries. Just pile it up with strawberries. Ooh. There we are. And I've got some fresh mint. I mean, you could always have, I've got vanilla ice cream, but just think chocolate ice cream with a little drambuie over it and the strawberries over the top and some fresh mint. And that is a meal fit for a king. A small spoon. Ah, look, we forgot to do this. And this again, we've got this so that the citrus, again, I'm going to put this on here. The citrus brings out the flavour again of the strawberries. Everything complements each other. So there we are. And that is our evening meal ready for a hot day. It hasn't overheated the kitchen, fortunately, and it's really, really nice and cooling. So thank you very much for watching. I will see you on Tuesday at 7:30, but I'm not quite sure yet what I will be making. I haven't got that far. I've got a few ideas that are percolating in the brain, and I'm thinking, well, should I do this? Should I do that? So I'm going to look at the weather forecast, see what it's like. If it's not going to be too hot, then I'll cook something. If not, it's going to be something that's going to be nice and cool. So I will thank you very much for watching. Have a really safe day, a good weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday. And don't forget, go to Mrs. Calabash Cooks on Facebook, share and like it with a friend. So thank you very much for everybody and have a great day. Thank you, and enjoy your meal. I'm going to. Bye. 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Die on 20 bucks. Boom, 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 ba-dum.